Okay, all right. So I am live now for the Great Australian Craft Show. I have my fabric ready. It's a sandwich, and I also have. Just got to turn my volume on 0. And I also have my templates. So these are the stencils, I should say. These are called full. I think it's what's it called? Hang on, I've got it back to front. Yeah, full line stencils. Okay, so that's what they are. I'm using those. They have no holes in them, so it's like a what do they call it? Latexy sort of feel to it. And even I can't remember the name of what they call it. But anyway, it's you can scrunch it up. You can put it into a ball. You don't have to keep it flat. And then you can take it to the iron, which I'm going to do. And let's see if I can get this to do what it needs to do. Just there. Take this over here. So I've literally, you're watching me do that. Okay. And I'm going to take it over here. And hopefully you can see it because I can't. And I've just no steam. I'm just ironing. I've left my iron mat inside, so I'm using the back of something. Just done that, and I have a lovely flat template. That's what I like about them. Now, move it back here. Oopsie days. Okay. There's a couple of tricks with these. One trick is that, whoopsie days, it's going to fall. There we go. So one trick is, hi Jackson, hi Michelle. You are scrunching that, don't you? Like, yeah, I do like scrunching that. Hi Pat, how you going? Excuse me. So I mean, I keep mine in a plastic bag because I'm lazy. You can keep them nice and flat if you want to, but you know, you can see I don't really, you know, have to stress about them being nice and neat. If I've got to travel and go with them, I can take them. They take up no space at all, and I don't have to have them flat, so I can have them any which way. Now they come on their own, but you can get yourself the pounce pads. Now the pounce pads come in blue, white, and pink. Some are dust off, and some are great to see all the different techniques in your show. Thanks, Kate. Glad I'm helping. They are fantastic stencils. I have a huge amount of them. Judy's back. And do you sell them, Michelle? Yes, I do, Helen. I do. I have them. And I also have the pounce pads. I have lots of different varieties of them. I'm going to be showing them. We're going to have a little bit, it's going to be a long night on Monday night. I'm probably going to start at about 7 o'clock for the live sales. So I'll be able to show you stencils, the fabrics that I've got, the kits I've got, some of the what they call them, panels that are left, all sorts of things. So, and all the threads as well. So I'm going to be using an orange Fred, stalking again, Rado, that's all good. So this one here is a pink. Okay, that's the pink one. I have one for each thing, each colour. I don't swap the colours around. It is way too hard. There's your white. What's the old saying? Do as I say and not as I do. And this is the blue. There we go. They have this little well. I'll try and get it open. I'm really quite awkward at the moment because I'm reaching around the machine. There we go. They are dusty. All right, so they have like a well. Now, don't lose that because you're kneading. The dust does just, it literally does just come off. It's like a chalk powder. So you get that in your bag. All right, I've had these for years. Oops, the daisy just dropped it. What I tend to do, and I'll show you why I do this, is hang on, I'm just hi Karen, how you going? Okay, I'll cook tea for Monday night on Sunday night. Yeah. So what I do is I'll just move these out of the way so there's a bit of room. Oops, a daisy. And the idea is you should store them upside down. It keeps the dust on the actual pad rather than in the lid. But I'm going to show you what I do. I open the lid of this just a little bit like that there, just so I can sort of stick a finger or two in. And I'm going to reach around underneath the machine and I open it up like a well, like a little funnel, like that, see? Then I get this, get it like that, finger in there, okay, just like that, and just tap it down. Don't open the whole thing up and have a big pile of it come out. You want it to come out nice and slow so that you don't end up with dust everywhere. I'll show you what happens. I've kept it for a particular reason, just to show people what happens when you open them up the wrong way. When I first ever got these, I thought, oh, I'll just open that up, and I didn't close it up properly. You got to make sure that's closed. That has to be closed. Closed. If it's not closed, you're going to see what happens. All right, then you make sure that's in nicely. That's what happens. So you end up with an imploded bag. All right, so don't do as I do. Do as I say. If we don't, we won't be ready for the big night, Pat. Yeah, very true. You girls are funny. All right, so there's dust everywhere. So getting back to that, I'm just going to give it a bit of a bang like that, because I want the dust to come down. And you can see there's dust all over this. That's not going to make any difference at all. Get that thread out of there. Put these away because I don't need them. I'm using a white fabric today. So white fabric, or cream I should say. I'm going to need a blue chalk so I can see it. That's why I have one of each, because I want to actually see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to place the stencil down. I might use the smaller one, that one there. Okay, just so you can see it. Okay, just place it about there. Just give myself some room. And I'll give it another bang. Make sure I've got lots on that pad. See? Then, now the pounce thing, we've done it already. No pouncing like that when you're doing it. What I want you to do is hold it down firm, or you can tape it down and wipe across and down and wipe across, and you can do that a few times. I think my dog or my husband is going to come up. And then what you do is you just lift. Yep, I can hear him growling at her. Hang on, just bear with me. Oh no, she's going up the road, so he's just calling him. Now the dog's going off. Now, that looks dangerous for my house. That would be a mess. So this is not child friendly, just saying. You can see the colour of my thread. If I move this baby back over here, and you can see the colour of my thread is it's like a really bright orangey pink colour. So I thought I'd change it so that, oops a daisy, so that you can see what on earth I'm doing. Now, if you notice there's a little bit dusty around there, you can see sort of it's a bit fuzzy. So I just blow off the excess. Now my foot on my machine floats, what I call floats. So it doesn't bounce. There's no bouncies. So there's no bump, 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 bump. You know how it has that spring. It's like a little bungee, not a bungee, a little pogo stick. This doesn't. So I want to see where I'm coming and going from and to. So I'm going to start in that corner there. And I'll just see, oops, a daisy zoomed in when I shouldn't have. I'm just going to see if I can get that down a bit so you can see what I'm doing. Now, the idea, I've got powder all over me. I'll just get my gloves wherever I hid them. There they are. Because without them, I ain't doing it. All right, just pop them on. So this is how easy, if you've got a block that you want to do, you can just pounce it into the block and it's ready to go. I'm just going to bury that little bit of thread because this is a sample, like I always say, and just let it go down. You wouldn't do that in a quilt. You would literally thread it through and, you know, bring your bobbin up and make sure that you hide all those threads. Okay. So I've got the needle down in the start position. I am at my speed that I know it works for me. My needle is ready to go. My machine's going. Gloves are on. Feed dogs are down and my mat's on. And I am going to start. Now I'm going to come up here and follow these lines. Now if I bugger it up, it's no big deal. Now I'm going to try and keep my hands off the actual design if I can. Which means I might stop and start quite a bit. So be prepared for me to stop and start, which is not unusual for me anyway. When I'm quilting, I like to stop and start quite a bit. So here we go. Oops, I think I have. Just missed a line. Doesn't matter. I think I've got a tension issue here. I can see something's going wrong. We'll just keep going, just for the sake of it. Now, sometimes I find that I get a little bit lost, like I just did there. I've probably started in the wrong position, which I think I have because I've ended up over here, which I shouldn't have. So I'm going to come back out over here and see if I can gather my senses on the next one. Going to stop there. I'm going to rearrange my hands. It feels a bit tight, so I'm going to lift that foot fraction more. Oh no, it's okay. Might have just had a rough start. All right, here we go. That's a bit better. Gliding a bit more. There, 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 there. And this is the beauty of an open toe foot. There. And you can see that it sort of dusts away as I go. Go in here. Probably should have done that swirl, which I'll do now because I'm here. So if it dusts away on you a little bit, don't sort of panic. You can always get a blue line pen if you need to and draw it on. Again, I've gone the wrong way, but you know, big deal, as long as it looks like a picture. And when you're quilting your own, oops, I've run out of bobbin. I knew there was a reason why it was carrying on. I'll just change that bobbin. When you're doing your own quilting, you're going to be using a tone-on-tone fabric and thread. So let me just trim that all off and change the bobbin. Sorry about this. Thought I might have had enough just to go around once, but it didn't. All right, just move that, lift up the bobbin. Take that out. I'm going to swap it for this hot pink one. Don't know if it'll be. You might see it if my tension's being naughty. Oops a daisy. There. Lift my foot up. Pull it through a little. I'm just checking the basics to make sure they're all threaded properly. It is. That over there. Mat back. Oops, I keep knocking that poor old camera, don't I? I'll move you back. Sorry about that, guys. There we go. Alrighty, we're back. Alright. Okay. So we ran out over here, and I've lost my little scissors because I tend to throw things places, or not throw them, but I sort of dump them where I'm working, and then I lose things. So I might just trim with that. Big pair of scissors, that'll do. It's probably up somewhere it shouldn't be. All right, so I've finished here, which was probably thankful. So needle down, needle up. And I can still see it. Oops, a daisy. I think my foot is way too high, hence the bouncies. And you can see my bobbin, which tells me that my top is too tight. So, should be fine for the demo. Come back here. Let's see if I can get it right third time round, eh? Alright. Down here. Much easier if you can see the design. Before I was working sort of behind it. So that one. Now it's this one. And it's this one. Just going to stop there. I need to have a quick look at it. Turn it around so I can see what I'm looking at. Quick look at where I'm going. Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm going to come in there, do that swirl there. I'm going to then come around I'm going to actually come in there, go around that way, come back out, and then this way. All right, so let's do it this way. You swirl, come back out. And I've come in there, then back around to create that centerpiece, a little swirl, and that moves a bit better, doesn't it? How cool. It's always great when you do it the right way. Okay, and down there. Now I've just got to remember that for the next one, hey? Down here. And in a point there, I'm going to stop. Okay. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Lynette. I'm going to move to the next one. So as you do them, and I find too, the more I do the same design, it's that repetition thing, that memory thing that you get. So that there, one, and we've got two, and must do this little doodah, and we can go around here, and stop, come back, around, and in, and back, and oops, a daisy, go around this way, got lost again, and there, and I'm going to do, I think I've done it the wrong way again, it doesn't matter. It's all good, it'll all come out in the wash. Anywho, we get to the end and we stop. And then I've just got to cut off. Never seen anything like this before. It looks very interesting. Oh, thanks, Judy. Okay, so we have that, and just using my gloves, I'm just going to dust off the excess. How cool is that? So now I have officially quilted a block. So isn't that awesome? What do you think? Aren't they great? So all the lines are joined. I don't have to worry about them, you know, joining lines or anything else. I can see them as I go. If you have trouble getting, you know, you find that it's really quite light and you can't see it, you might not have enough pouncing dust in there, like the chalk dust, which means you need to fill up it a little bit more and give it a good smack around like I did, you know, that banging thing, you know, these, oops, a daisy. So give it a good pounce, so you know, bang, bang type thing. I'll just move this camera again. Go this way so you can see what I'm talking about. So you would actually cut in there, get the palm of your hand or the table, whatever you can do, so that you can get, and when you push down and you're doing, say if you're doing a continuous border or something, something's grabbing under there, it doesn't like it much. Have a little, and you want to put that down there. I'm just going to place it. I'm not going to stitch it, of course, just so I can get it flat. There we go. And give that a really good pounce. And I'll just move it over a little bit more room. Push hard down. Don't be frightened to push hard down and do it a couple of times. It doesn't matter how many times you go over it. Take it off. So that's nice and dusty. Blow off the excess. Now remember, if you're using anything that's like this, you must clean out your machine more regularly, because it will create a chalk dust underneath your machine even though it's on the top. But needle down. There we go. See how that line is nice and thick? It's still going to pounce off. See how it pounces off? But it's really quite dense. Hey, look at that. I'm supposed to go this way, look. And now I can really see the line where I was supposed to go. Go around here. Go down. I think I'm supposed to keep going. Oops, a daisy. Let's go back this way. Let's get a little bit caught up in what we're doing. I've just lost myself. That's all right, it'll all work out. Go around and around. I'm going to join that up just so it looks like it's meant to be there. And then this way. And I'm going to do it that way. Down there. And then up here. Now, with these, you would do, if it's a joiner, like a, you know, border, that's a good design. Yeah, love the design. Loving this. You're a wealth of knowledge. You make it seem so easy. Oh, Susan, look, you know, I've been doing it for a long time. So yeah, I do make it look easy. And I apologise really, because you know, when to actually follow lines is not as easy as it seems. So when you first start doing it, sort of don't be annoyed with yourself if you go off the lines. You can see I've gone off the lines. It's okay. It doesn't mean you saw I got caught up there. Big deal. Tone on tone, thread and fabric, cream on cream. You wouldn't see it. I only see it because I've got this bright orange thread there so that you can see what I'm doing. So, you know, same with this one. Tone on tone, it would look gorgeous in the middle of a block. You can do it point on point like that. So, you know, it's nice and easy to use. Now, I will tell you, I'll give you a bit of a hint. Some of these designs have really big loops and that in them. Most of the ones I have and use, say if it's feathering and things like that, because these can really give you a nice guide for feathering, and so and it helps you get used to that motion, which will help you one day. You'll just all of a sudden go, oh, this is easy. I can do this. I don't need a stencil. And you think, why did I buy all the stencils? Well, the stencils have got you there, you know, so the stencils have made it easy for you. Now I'm going to do another one. There's a crosshatch stencil. I'm just going to move that camera again. And I'm going to stencil a small area here. Now these stencils I do have in stock, and the pounce pad. So if you're after any stencils and that, I'm going to I'm just blowing off the excess if you're wondering what I'm doing. I'm going to be showing some of the stencils that I've got Monday night on my live feed, and then show you also what fabrics I've got in from Boutiques Australia, because there are some seriously awesome what do they call them, Bargello fabrics there too. So I've got my gloves on like I did before. I haven't changed anything. They're fabulous. These gloves hold my fabric like that, so my fingers aren't going like this. Because I'm close to the edge of the fabric, I am putting one finger under and two fingers on top and just turning my wrist so it's like that. Now I'm going to use these as a guide. Needle down. What are you doing? Oh, wrong button. It'll do a little knot off. There you go. Just likes me to, I pressed the wrong button. If you've got any questions, please ask. I'm happy to help while I'm doing it. Now, these, I'm not going to stitch straight lines. I'm using these as a guide to create a pattern. So if you're wanting to do some sort of crosshatch, but you want to make it more like a sashiko, you can do it that way. So let's do this. High at the top and low there. And then I'm going to come high at the top and low there. High at the top, low there. High at the top and low there. High at the top, low there. High at the top and low there. So I'm going up one way, then down and up through the sides, coming up here, and then I'm going to go high at the top and come down this line, high at the top and come in. And you can see it doesn't matter if the lines sort of start to fade away a little, because I've got my rhythm and I know by the marks that are left behind that I can see where I need to go. There, nice and steady. There's no race. And now I think you can see what's happening now. It's looking really quite cool. And we go up, there, and we go across to down, up higher and down lower. And we're going to do one up here. And then we're going to come out. Oops, today's I've got my finger caught. And then out this way and down. And then out this way and down. And out this way. And we're sort of half finishing that one. So I'm just going to travel along. Pretend. And up and down. And I'm pretending here that I've got more fabric. Up and down. And you can imagine, you know, doing this in some really, like, you could do it all over in a big area, or you could do it in borders, or you can do it around an applique, and you can pounce over the top of your applique, and you know, this gives you a structure of how to go around your applique without actually sewing on it. Okay, so I'll do finish it, nearly finished. And then they're nice. I'll do one more row. I'm just travelling along here. I'm going to pretend that I'm coming in from one that's off the fabric, up and down, and up and down, up and down. So I'm going high and then low, bit of a pinch, it's not too bad. And there, and there, and up, and there we go. Stop there, cut off. All right, so have a look at that. I'll just wipe that dust off. I can give it a bit of a one, two. Clean my needle area there. And look at that. How cool is that? So you can fill up a whole area with that. Good, hey? So, you know, I could have come up, down, a bit of a swirl, then back, up, down, a bit of a swirl, that sort of thing. Up, down, a bit of a swirl, you know, up, down, a bit of a swirl. There's so many things you could do, you know, it's endless. You know, you can then go across here if you wanted to and do a line across, you know, from the centers, and really, you know, you can come back and do 2 rows of the same thing. It's all up to you and your imagination, but that shows you how easy it is using a stencil with the pounce pads, how easy it is to use. And you can put these in your dishwasher to clean if you really want to, but soap, warm soapy water cleans them. I've never had to clean mine. They're dusty, yeah, but you know, care factor of 0. And you can see how I keep mine. I keep mine in a plastic bag all screwed up so that when I come to a workshop, I can actually show you how to fix those creases. I like doing that little demo. It always makes people surprised at how versatile and how easy these are to store. You know, if your kids get a hold of them, your grandkids get a hold of them, and they're little kids, they're not gonna break them, they're not gonna hurt them. You know, unless you can cut through them. I have seen people do that, so you've got to be careful that you don't have it near your blade. But yeah, it just shows you how easy they are to use. So just manipulate that a bit. There you go. You can see that a bit better now. All right, so that is using the pounce pads. That's a very quick tutorial. I like to do longer, but I will keep it short tonight because I'm going to go in and spend some time with the family. So I hope you enjoyed yourself. Any questions, please feel free to comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, or even send me a PM if you're interested and you want to know some more things. Let me know, and I'm happy to try and help you out the best to my ability. Thank you again for joining me. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you tomorrow with some more videos. I might even do some on the long arm, and I think we'll do some trapunto tomorrow. So look forward to that. See you then.